We are here in Westminster, California, in front of the Asian Garden Mall to get a quick glimpse of Vietnamese history and culture. This place is actually known as Little Saigon, which is a city in Vietnam, and it came to be known as Little Saigon because Vietnamese refugees from all over the United States and California moved here as a community, and it eventually became known just as Little Saigon. The Vietnam War started in 1955 and lasted until 1975. During that time, it was a time of pretty much complete destruction, war, and chaos. What happened was that the North Vietnam, which was communist, was trying to take over South Vietnam, which was not communist. And eventually, as time went on, the U.S. had to interfere because they would not let that happen. As time continued and continued, war was getting too destructive. Too many American troops were actually dying. It became very unpopular in the hometown of America. So America slowly started pulling out their troops until eventually North Vietnam completely took over South Vietnam, and it caused a complete chaos of people that wanted to leave their country because they did not want to live in a communist country. So they were forcefully led to leave their country as refugees. Luckily, the United States was a great help to get them out of the country. During this time, the refugee count totaled up to 1.2 million in all of Southeast Asia, and Vietnam's people were a part of that. Once the president of South Vietnam, Nguyen Van Thieu, resigned, people of all of Vietnam scattered to find a place home because the communists had already taken over, and the people wanted a new place because they would not live in a communist country. So thankfully the United States helped them. And a day, approximately 7,500 people were being rescued from Vietnam and moved to the United States. The United States would help them get their green card so they can actually live and work in the United States. People of the same culture and race, they like to live in the same community, and that's why they moved here to Westminster, Orange County, California, also known as Little Saigon. And here, about a quarter of the Vietnamese population in all of America live here in Westminster. But also, as I said before, the green card term, getting the green card was very easy, but to become actual U.S. citizens was kind of difficult for them. They suffered discrimination and racism from the American people. They didn't want them here. There was an article that said that the Vietnamese looked like they came straight out of the National Geographic channel, which is kind of disturbing. As I said, the citizenship was very difficult for them, but they still managed to go through that and live a good life. And there you have it, a little history of the Vietnamese culture and how this city came to be.